The other day I did a video on a recap of the 2023 BlizzCon campfire, and I went into how nothing is being said because this is a new shift in the mentality of the communication from the Diablo 4 dev team. Well, I want to dive a little bit deeper into that, and I want to further explore that topic and explain why they aren't going to give as much detail as the player base wants. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to hit some turbulence. I suggest you get back to your seat and buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride for about 5 to 10 minutes. I hope you'll stick around and join me. We'll see you on the other side. Now, the reason I created that video is because there was a growing sentiment out there for people that were upset that the Diablo 4 dev team didn't really reveal anything at BlizzCon 2023. And there was a growing sentiment that it was a huge disappointment and what a failure. And although I can see the point, my video that I did explained what I thought was the reason and the rationale behind it. And if you haven't seen the video, I suggest you go on my D4 playlist and you'll find it. This is what it looks like. And then you can come back and watch this one and you'll understand where I'm going with this topic. There's a reason why there's no detailed communication coming out. When someone dots their I's and cross their T's, or when someone is specific. There is a method to the madness with Diablo 4's dev team, and I personally think it's the right strategy. Now, you can call me crazy, you can call me a lot of things, and I may be completely off my rocker and be totally wrong on this, but just bear with me and indulge me for about 5 minutes or so. I'm going to explain why they are not going to give us detail. The reason why they don't want to be specific, the reason they don't want to be detailed in what is coming down the pipe and when things are coming is because they're worried about getting to the expansion. Okay? There is a critical period. I would say we're already in the critical periods. There's no more buffer in this game. It's treading on very thin ice. We've been through a lot of ups and downs already, and the game is so new to the market. So they know they're hanging on a thin thread. So they need to be nimble and they need to be reactionary at any given moment if something goes awry. And what is that awry? That the game isn't being played, or there's mass exodus from the player base, which has already happened. But Season 2 has brought some of that back. And behind me, I'm going to help graphically explain my madness and thought process on this, okay? So bear with me. So I did a video about the potential seasonal time frame a long time ago, back when Season 1 was released. And I'm going to use the same chart to hopefully explain my point. So as you can see here, we are currently in Season 2. And here is the Season of Blood. And it's been updated. It's got the winter event. It's got the Zir 100 plus event. We're not going to see anything more on Season 2, I would think. That's a lot of content. And I would even argue the strategy that I'm going to explain in this video has been used already. What do you mean by that, Sammy? What I mean by, I really don't think everything we've gotten in Season 2 was the initial plan. Okay? But they noticed that the player base, mass exodus, they're on thin ice, so they're like, okay, guys, code red, we got to dump more stuff into Season 2. So the strategy I'm about to explain to you, I feel, is already in motion and has already been used in Season 2. Okay? Now, the winter event, of course, it's a seasonal thing. So Season 2 happened to fall in the fall and around the holiday season. So, of course, but I'm talking about the other stuff like the Zier 100 plus. I think that was okay, guys. We got to put more meat on the bone. There's a lot of players that left. Okay. Now, that principle, I'm going to explain how they're going to adopt it moving forward. So, as you can see here, we have here, obviously, the calendar year. And these are the potential seasons, right? So season 2, season 3, season 4, and I go into 2025. We're not going to talk about 2025 because I'll be honest with you. If they make it to the end of 2024, then I think we're on good, solid ground. I personally think they are, just so I can throw my hat in the ring. I personally think they are going to, this game is going to make it past 2024. But again, I may be wrong. Time will tell. So we know Vessel of Hatred is going to be late 2024. And I can tell you 99.9% Vessel of Hatred, the expansion, will drop in October. Why? Because it aligns with their financial quarterly results. So the fourth quarter is October, November, December. They report their financials at the end of December. So you launch the expansion in October. What date? Whatever, I don't know. 1st, 2nd, 5th, 10th, it doesn't matter. That falls in the fourth quarter. So all the sales from the expansion get accounted for in their financial results, their year-end financial results, which are important. So if I was a betting man, Vessel of Hatred is going to drop the fourth quarter of 2024. Okay. Now, I'm going to put a little caveat beside that, a little asterisk, and I'll explain why later. Okay. But my money is on October 2024. Vessel of Hatred expansion is going to drop. Now, what do you mean they've changed their mentality and they're not going to give us details? They're not going to pigeonhole themselves, back themselves into a corner by saying, you know what? We're going to do this, this, and this in season 3. We're going to do this, this, this in season 4. We're going to they're telling this, all of this now. Not going to happen ever, never, ever, because they don't want to back themselves into a corner. So here's the chart, right? And forget about 2025 because the critical point is getting to 2024 to the expansion. And then I have a potential wish list, right? Like to do stuff that the Diablo 4 dev team has said they're working on it. They're going to be putting it in the game. We hear you loud and clear. And I've added a couple other things that really haven't been discussed that much. So, of course, class balance. The data mine leak revealed some stuff. And so far, a couple of things from the data mine leak have come true vis-a-vis Mephisto coming back. There's an expansion coming. Like, they got the name wrong, but they were very close. So I'm going with the fact that the rest of the items on that data mine leak could potentially come into the game. So that's Ruins, and anyone that's played Diablo 2 would know what I'm talking about. Quality of life, of course, quality of life is a very broad topic. Mercenary was discussed in the data mine leak, so having us players having a companion to play with in Diablo 4. Of course, itemization. If they don't fix this, we ain't making it to 2024. The data mine mentioned raids. No one talks about PvP. Now, I do not play PvP. I am not a PvP player, but PvP is there's a huge economy, a huge base of players that play PvP, but it's never discussed. Of course, the biggest ticket item, more endgame content, and that again is a very huge topic. And of course, grouping up clans, guilds, the social aspect of Diablo 4 is very bad, and they've already acknowledged that they want to fix that. So these are kind of like, okay, this is on their plate of to do things, and when are we going to put it in the game, and this and that. So The reason why Diablo 4's dev team is not going to get specific on details of the expansion, although we know it's 2024, but we haven't heard any detail about the expansion. We only know there's an expansion coming. And again, that's strategic in nature, okay? The expansion could have 4 or 5 of these items, and they're waiting until the expansion to put them in, right? Stay with me here. Or what I think is happening, and again, why they weren't specific at BlizzCon and why they're not going to be specific at any point during this process until we get to the expansion, is because they want to grab these items, okay? They want to gauge the room as they're... So right now, Season 2, they're good, right? Player base is kind of back, not all. The numbers have gone up. Everywhere you look, numbers have gone up. More players are playing it. More streamers are streaming it. I know. I get it, guys. Streaming numbers don't actually represent the whole picture. I get it. But I'm just telling you what I see, okay? Things have ramped up. There's been a W with Season 2, right? So now they're going to launch Season 3. We don't even know the name of it. We don't know all the details. But Season 3 is going to come in January, right? And they're going to gauge the room. They're going to see, are players happy with Season 3? Are they not happy with Season 3? Holy crap, they're not happy with Season 3? Okay, we were going to put mercenaries at the expansion. Okay, guys, let's introduce mercenaries in Season 3. Oh, class balance. Oh, guys, we're getting hit over the head. Let's throw it with Season 3. Oh, nobody's complaining. Everyone's playing Season 3. And then Season 4 comes, right? And whatever Season 4 is going to be. And they're like, okay, you know what? It didn't go as well as Season 2 and Season 3. Let's put class balance and itemization in. And let's enhance Season 4. You see where I'm going with this? If things get really desperate, I'm telling you right now, their plan is Vessel of Hatred is going to be launched in October. If things get really nasty, they can do this and say, you know what, guys, surprise, surprise, we moved up the date on the expansion. It's now dropping in Season 5, right? Which will take us to July. Because you got to remember, there's a lot of other games coming out. And I know people hate when I do this, but there's a big expansion coming to another game, Path of Exile. And the beta apparently is supposed to happen sometime around here in the summer of 2024. And a lot of people are anticipating that game. And it's in the same genre. You can say it's a competitor. I would think so. I would say so. So that's Snap right here in the middle of Season 4, going on to the end of Season 4, going to Season 5. So if they see things are going awry and the W's that they're doing right now are little L's, and we go back to the reaction of Season 1, this gets moved up. Now, they've already said that it's late 2024, but they could retwig that and they'll look good. Hey guys, I know we told you it was going to be late 2024, but we're going to launch it. So my point is, all these things that are on their to-do list, they're moving parts. And they want to use those as buffers to bump up the reaction, increase the player base coming back. It's a mechanism for them to fine-tune the reaction, whether people are playing the game or not. This is why we are not going to get detail. They want to stay nimble on their feet. They want to be reactionary. Rod Ferguson said that he almost said that without saying it. they want to be reactionary to the player feedback. How can you be reactionary if you're putting everything in stone ahead of time? Which again, he mentioned they don't want to say things that's gonna put them and put their back up against the wall. They don't want to do that. They want to be reactionary to player feedback. And in order to do that, you can't be specific. So this is what I feel is why there is no specifics to anything anymore. It's on a need to know basis. Now, I hope I explained myself and this makes sense, okay? Because it should help you understand moving forward why things are being done the way they're being done. Okay, everybody, you can unfasten your seatbelts and walk around. Turbulence is over. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. I really do feel this is the new strategy, and this is why they're being tight-lipped with what to say and how to say it. It's because they want to be able to move the moving parts at any given time in order to react to what the current state of affairs is in Diablo 4. Whether that's good, bad, only time will tell. But I wanted to explain what I feel is what's going on right now. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I really do appreciate it. And let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Do you agree, disagree? Am I off my rockers? Let me know in the comments section. I would really appreciate it. Like I've said 100 million times, the comment section in all my videos is awesome. I love the dialogue. I love the communication. I love the ideas, the thoughts. It's a pleasure to read them and interact with you guys. So jump in there, put in your 2 cents. I would love to hear it. And if you can find it in your heart to like, comment, and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. We're creating a little community here, so we'd love to have you. One of the members has coined it the Caps Waypoint. So why don't you hit that subscribe button and make your way over to the Caps Waypoint. We'd love to have you. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.